Well, good afternoon, everybody. Once again, we are back, and we're going to talk golf today. The PGA Championship is going on, a golf major is underway, and I'm going to introduce you to our guests here in just a minute. But I'm Rudy Zuniga, and this is Pickup Lines, presented by Gamez Law Firm, Integrity Roofing and Siding, and the Sabinal Group. And we are once again live inside the Lexus RZ 450E, courtesy of North Park Lexus of San Antonio and North Park Lexus at Dominion. And today we have literally the Brackenridge golf course driving range behind us. Carrie, we're in the safe zone, right?
We are in the safe zone.
If a golf ball comes this way,
they need some lessons.
Something has gone terribly wrong.
Terribly wrong.
This is Carrie Kimbell. She's the CEO at First Tee of Greater San Antonio. And in just the last few minutes, I've learned, and I even have brought golf balls with me. We're going to talk about these. These are no ordinary golf balls, by the way. We'll talk about them in a minute. But I have learned something because we're literally the San Antonio, the little train will go in front of us here.
The zoo train.
I'm Augie's Barbecue, Alamo Stadium. I think a lot of people know.
Don't forget Bombay.
Bombay Bicycle Club is
Bombay.
right, literally in the parking lot right here. A lot of people are going to say, oh, I've been there a million times. I've been in that area. But maybe they don't realize that the First Tee of Greater San Antonio is set up here, and you guys do some amazing things.
Thank you.
So tell us all about that.
Thank you. And just on the PGA Championship, my COO just told me that Scotty Scheffler dunked it in on the first hole for a eagle.
He's human.
Yeah, for an
for an eagle.
Yes,
in
the hole.
I thought you were saying he went in the water. I was like, wait a minute, no. He, of course, okay, so he is not human.
Eagle. Yes, he is still not human. Yes, even after having a child last week. So kudos.
Seriously.
I know.
Yeah. So, thank you, because I know I pulled you away from the TV coverage of the major and everything.
I was working.
Yeah, no, you are. But how would you describe First Tee of Greater San Antonio? How would you describe it to people who aren't familiar?
We get this question all the time.
Yeah.
We're more than golf, right? I mean,
Sure.
Golf is the vehicle that we use to teach kids life skills, build their character, help them learn resiliency as they face so many life challenges, right? I mean, social pressures, things coming at them all the time. And golf is really an amazing sport to parallel life. Sometimes you hit a great shot and get a bad break. Sometimes you hit a bad shot and get a great break. And so it's how you deal with that in the moment that we're trying to teach our kids from ages 5 to 18.
How often do you get people saying, oh, I thought you guys were a prestigious golf club or something like that?
Yes, a lot. We are not trying to build the next Tiger Woods or Nelly Korda. If it happens, great.
Right.
But we're really just trying to prepare these kids to be good stewards of their community, great people in their life, learn how to deal with challenges, learn how to deal with great times too.
Yeah.
So that's really the goal of what First Tee is.
Golf has been a part of your life, I'm guessing, since about the time you could walk or even hold a club. I mean, you've been playing for a long time.
Yes. I'd always start going to the driving range, and then played some other sports, softball, volleyball in middle school. I played volleyball, and so going to high school sports orientation, and I'd only played 9 holes on a par 3 to this point of freshman year of high school. So at the freshman sports orientation, I talked to the coach. And they didn't have a girls' team.
Right, only the boys' team.
Only the boys' team, and they said, yeah, you can be on it. I didn't tell them I'd never played 18 holes before. But yeah, that's how my career started.
So you were the only girl, I'm assuming, on an all-boys golf team. So where is this high school?
Outside Chicago.
Because you did not grow up in San Antonio.
No, I did not.
You grew up in Chicago. You went to Purdue, right?
I did go to Purdue.
And you walked on the team at Purdue?
I did. Yes, walked on the team, played there 2 years, and then I got to enjoy Drew Brees'
I was going to say.
and his successes my last 2 years.
Says he's probably one of the more famous Purdue alumni. Played at Austin, Westlake football, and then went to Purdue and everything. So you two shared the campus for a little while.
We did. He would work out in the same facility I worked out in.
Did you ever talk to him, or?
I did not.
No.
He was 2 years younger than me.
Okay. And then now after that, did you ever flirt with the LPGA or think about that kind of route?
I didn't. I really didn't have that passion. I did spend about 15 years in the golf business in various roles, Arizona and in Chicago. But then met my, now former husband.
Right.
And he was playing professional golf at the time, and we ended up moving here to San Antonio in 2009.
I mean, I visited Chicago. I've never lived there, but I mean, you can't play golf year round over there like you can here in San Antonio.
You cannot. So we are definitely busier than our friends in Chicago.
Right.
Our First Tee friends in Chicago. So that's just what's great about here. I have 2 boys. They're in all sports all year round, and I just can't imagine I grew up in a climate like that.
Yeah. No, and I mean, what I tell people about golf is I don't play, but I do love, there's something about being on a course. Even here in San Antonio, just the beauty and the calm, the serene, you're not making a lot of noise, you're not on your devices. That still holds true to this day, right?
100%. I mean, the reason I love this job. It's my passion.
Right.
Golf has been pivotal in my life. The relationships I've made, the places I've traveled. My boys love golf. It's just a great activity to be outside. You're still getting exercise. It's not too strenuous.
Yes.
As you get older, it gets a little more strenuous just because your body doesn't move like it should. But honestly, it's the greatest game ever.
Okay, very good. So I have a friend of mine, Wendell Malloy, is on there, and I don't know who this person is, but he's asking, do you know, or did you know Ebby Neptune?
Ebby Neptune. I did not know Ebby Neptune.
Okay, I'm assuming, Wendell, that this is somebody who went to Purdue or is in the golfing universe, because that name does not ring a bell to me, but I saw it pop up.
It's a small world. You never know.
You do never know. You do never know. How often do you play golf? Now, I was just joking with you on the way in. Like, your office literally looks out onto the driving range, and I was like, oh, you must be out there all the time.
I told Ernie I don't think I've hit balls out there one time. It's just my place of work. I'm busy. I'm here. I get in. I'm in mode.
Yeah.
I do need to change that though.
Well, I mean, you do you.
I know,
do whatever you want,
but
I just think it's just so tempting. It's
It
right
is-
there.
it-
I mean,
It is so tempting.
yeah. So you gave me a quick, the nickel tour of the facility here, which again, I mean, this is all right here, and you were talking about my friend Frank Harris, legendary quarterback UTSA. You have a speaker series here. There's like a classroom, and there's like activities. I mean, you do a lot here.
Yeah. So we created this 4-year future speaker series. So we bring in local community leaders or athletes to speak to our kids on whatever the life lesson is of the day. So Frank's going to be speaking about pursuing goals. And it's for our 14 plus class.
Right.
And we have one of our kids facilitating the conversation so they get used to, speaking in public, talking to someone. They have to do the research on, whoever is speaking, and they ask the questions. And it's really a great way to bring together, our kids to meet these community leaders and vice versa, because you just never know, Ernie, when they might be working for them one day.
Oh, yeah, and listen, it's crazy how life works out that way. You just never know a connection you make now. And I've said this before with nonprofits, the impact you make on a kid today or this week might not be felt for decades from now.
Decades, yes.
Yeah.
So, planting these seeds, providing additional opportunities outside of the life skills curriculum we give. I didn't have that growing up, is like exposing myself to, what kind of career opportunities are out there.
Right.
Everyone looks at the major ones, but maybe there's some other ones that are exciting for people that they just weren't aware of.
And again, to break up any misconceptions, you don't have to be a golfer, own a set of clubs. I read, no, you do not turn any kids away.
We do not turn any kids away. All of our programming is subsidized at 67% of the cost for anyone. So all of our kids are subsidized, and then no child's turned away for financial need. So obviously, because the donors, generous donors in the community, that allows us to do the work that we do.
And so obviously, like you said, these things cost money, and you have events throughout the course of the year and different things like that to help raise money, and I would think awareness too.
Raise money and awareness. Again, I think the biggest challenge that I've had in here is the perception that we're trying to build a golf factory here, and it's really not that. We're building up these kids, building up their character, teaching them how to navigate life's challenges, and we do that through the game of golf in a fun, meaningful way with trained coaches and mentors, so that they build that rapport and relationship with them. Because, I have 2 boys, you have kids.
Right.
It takes a village, to raise these kids. And so we feel like we're one part of the village and happy to be part of it.
And if they pick up golf along the way, even better.
Right. Golf, you can play the rest of your life. I always tell kids I'm not a proponent of only one sport.
Sure.
Do multiple, but if you can fit golf in there, if I had $1 for every time someone told me they started earlier, I'd be retired.
You'd be retired, but then you wouldn't be doing this.
Right, then I wouldn't be doing this. Right, true.
So I should mention the website again, firstteesanantonio.org. I was on there earlier today, and right away on the screen pops up a couple of events you guys are having later in the year. October might seem like a long way away, but it just goes to show, again, funds are needed, and it sounds like you guys are going to have a couple of neat things coming up in October.
Yeah, so we have a fundraising event in October. We're calling it Party in the Garden.
Party
in the Garden.
Golf pun.
Yeah, at San Antonio Botanical Garden. We used to have a concert. We're kind of switching it up this year. We're on the cusp of our 25th year anniversary next year, so we're really excited to kind of plan at the Botanical Garden, get the event going. We're kind of doing some fun different things. And then the golf tournament's on Monday, October 14th at the prestigious Oak Hills Country Club.
Beautiful.
Not many people can play there, so that's what's great about it. So we'd love to have y'all come out and join and participate, and it's a fun event.
Very good. So, and you've been here how long now at First Seed?
4.5 years.
Okay, because I had read you were at Rackspace at one point.
I was at Rackspace. Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing you were doing pretty well and a comfortable lifestyle and working your way up the chain there. But then you left that to come here. How did that happen?
It was a great career. Technology is a fun industry. It's really fun and exciting. Rackspace was a great opportunity. I had amazing leaders that were great mentors for me, and I actually volunteered here during my time at Rackspace, and I knew the previous executive director, and so I got a text one day from a board member saying, this job's available, and we think you'd be great for it, and I just got chills on my arm and looked at my never unpacked suitcase, and I was like, that's my job. So. I started in January of 20, which then COVID hit. So, just throw you right in. Yeah. But, it really, truly is, I always wanted to run something. I love kids, and golf is obviously a passion of mine. So, just kind of, and I love San Antonio. I really love San Antonio.
Right. You threw all your winter coats away, all the Chicago coats.
The shovel. Although
I
could have used a shovel once, but hopefully not again.
2021. We still have flashbacks from the freeze and everything. At the time, though, when you were being courted for this job, how much did you know about First Tee and what kind of impact you might be able to have?
I was pretty familiar, being in the golf industry as long as I have and involved, and just how much I love it. I knew what I was getting into. It wasn't even a question. I think the thing that was more shocking was, I think the first week someone said there's 9,000 nonprofits in San Antonio, and I about fell off the chair. I said, really? Like, they're all my competition. But the nonprofit community is a beautiful community.
Exactly.
We're all doing good. It's not like trade secrets that we're trying to keep from each other.
Right.
And so without, my fellow nonprofit leaders here and then in the First Tee network, no one could do this job well.
Yeah, and you're right about that and I've certainly learned that with this show and just kind of my life in the media and everything. And I don't know, maybe in other markets or cities you get that kind of competitive, going after the dollars and everything. But no, I don't get that here.
I've heard that they don't have it here. Some other communities you do, but we don't really have it here.
All right. Well, let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way.
We're friendly. We're a friendly city.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Your greatest memory or moment on a golf course ever?
I brought my
prop. We didn't rehearse this. Okay, go ahead. I don't know what she has. It's a picture frame.
Right.
Wait, okay. Here, I'm gonna tilt it down so you don't have the glare. Okay, wait a minute. And now I'm looking. My eyes are failing me. And I'm thinking Chicago. Is that Michael Jordan in the middle?
Is. Yes.
That's Michael. Let me look at it real quick. Cause in my advanced age, that's Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. Forgive me, I cannot tell who.
Vince Coleman is the one.
Oh, he's a
left.
baseball player. St. Louis Cardinals.
32 straight stolen bases without getting caught.
Vince Coleman, yes. And then the gentleman on the far right.
A friend of Jordan's, just a golfing friend of his. I worked at Medina Country Club.
As they're trying to get the ring light out of there. Oh, go ahead.
I worked at Medina Country Club in 2004 to 2007. And Michael was a member there. And so here's why girls, you need to play golf. Like, this is why you need to play golf.
Okay.
Because this is the opportunities that you get because other women don't play golf. So Michael came into the shop, and he only had 3 players that day. And so he took one of our assistants out on the golf course in the morning.
Okay.
And he said, but I could take the ladies too. Well, my boss, I didn't know if he was going to pick me or not. Well, I don't know, 1 o'clock he comes in, he's like, let's go. And I said, what are you talking about? He's like, we're on the tee with Jordan. I was like, oh my gosh. I run into the bathroom, I run to my car, get my clubs, and my boss looks on me, he goes, your zipper's open.
What?
I was like, oh my God. So I was just like so nervous. I mean, this is in 2005, so they're not far removed from winning the championship.
No, he's still very much, yes.
But my point is, my boss, who was the head buyer there, she was not a golfer. So she would have been the one to go, but since I did, I got to go. So played 18 holes with him, and the first 4 holes I could not hit out of my shadow. I was so nervous. And on the 5th hole, he hit first, and I was hitting a little bit further up tees, and he comes walking over, and he puts his arm around me, and he says, Carrie, baby. He's like, you just need to take a deep breath and relax. And I was like, ah! And then I hit it fine from there after that.
Carrie, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've read, he's notorious for like putting some money down on holes and, the betting and all that. Very competitive.
Extremely competitive.
Okay.
I did not participate
You
in
did not
that.
participate
Yes,
in any.
I did not participate in that.
So is that like the longest 18 holes of your life, or did it like the quickest 18
The quickest 18 holes of my life. Yeah, I wish I could have kept playing. But he was very gracious, very kind, never made me feel uncomfortable. He was great. He was really great.
Did you get him to sign a golf ball or something for you? Or anything?
No, in fact, he almost wouldn't take a picture. I asked the Rob if he would take a picture. He said he won't take one with you by himself. So I didn't go sell it to People magazine.
Yeah. No, I get it. Okay, so I'll show it one more time.
And Vince Coleman was amazing too.
Yeah, so this is the picture. So it's Michael Jordan, Carrie. Vince Coleman is on the left, who I remember him playing for the St. Louis Cardinals and being just a superstar in baseball back in the day.
On his bag, he had 32 straight, because he had 32 straight
stolen bases
without getting caught.
Well, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
That's because I was thinking too, just in the course of playing golf or being in the business, I would think you run into some celebrities or some people of stature.
Yes, yeah. And my former husband, I mean, I caddied for him for 2 years,
Right.
So we have two friends playing on the PGA Tour, and so yeah, it's fun. It's been fun.
So people that you still know, like that are maybe playing in the PGA Championship today.
Yeah.
So do you watch these majors a little differently then? I would think maybe you're a little bit more nervous, or you're.
I don't get nervous anymore because I'm not. My well-being is not tied to any putts, which is such a great way to live.
Yeah.
It was tougher that way.
Do you ever think back on that life that had you pursued pro golf yourself, like what that might have been like? And
I did have a man offer me to sponsor me once, and I was afraid that I wouldn't make him any money, so I didn't take him up on it. I mean, it's a hard life. I mean, I lived it with my ex, and there's when the highs are high, but the lows are low, and you got to ride that. Kind of got to ride that wave.
And it's all year long, and you're never staying still. And I know I was at the Valero Texas Open a few weeks ago, and hearing stories, and I won't mention any names, but golfers, household names that live on trailers, and they bring their RVs to the courses, and they're sleeping in RVs, and then they're moving their families and their kids around the country to follow them. I mean, it maybe it's not as glamorous as it might seem.
It's definitely not as glamorous as it might seem.
Yeah.
It was definitely fun and an amazing experience, but it's not as fun as it seems sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Bernard Cruz is on here. He says, "Oh, first tee," and exactly. I'll reintroduce Carrie Kimbell, who's here, talking about just her time with Michael Jordan as the Union Pacific mini train goes by right in front of us right now, just to give people
Shout
a
out
sense.
to Tim. Yeah,
Tim Morrow.
Tim Morrow on the
Yes.
zoo.
Yes, we're a stone's throw away from the zoo, and I'm just letting people know that this is here. We're talking about First Tee of Greater San Antonio, which again is not an exclusive members-only golf club. It's a place where you come and you take kids, and again, no kids, young people are turned away, but you apply golf. You don't force them to play golf, but you apply the skill set or maybe some of the things that are associated with golf into life skills and making them better people.
Yes, absolutely. And this summer, I'm excited. We're partnering with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Ava Signs was in my LSA class last year.
Very good.
And so we're working with them for their 6-week summer camp at 4 campuses with their 500 students who are kids who would not normally think of golf as an option.
Right.
And so we're excited for that. We're gonna be teaching them the golf curriculum at the Boys and Girls Club campuses, and then all those kids are going to come here for a one-day field trip.
I think there probably is this thought that, oh, well, yeah, golf is too expensive, and it's hours and hours on the course and everything, but there are programs and there are ways. And I brought up this golf ball a little while ago. We were just inside your pro shop, and I swear to you, I learned this. Bernard says his kids did first tee, and it was very nice. So I learned this just a little while ago. You got yourself like a little bit of a treasure chest in there in your pro shop.
We do.
Tell us about that. These are a couple of the golf balls, by the way, that are kind of painted up and decorated, but you can get these here.
Yeah. So we obviously thrive on donations, and one of the ways that we fund our program is people donate their used clubs to First Tee. And so in our golf shop, I mean, we have hundreds of golf clubs, used golf clubs in very good condition. For sale for people to even just try. Like if you're like, I need some clubs. Like I don't want to buy a full expensive set. 100% of the proceeds from the sale of the golf clubs comes back to the program. And then our driving range golf balls are real donated golf balls. So
tailor-made.
So people like hitting at our driving range because they are real golf balls. They're not the kind of the token range yellow balls with the black stripe on them.
Exactly. But no, I was talking to the gentleman in there, I guess, who was working in the pro shop, talking about how you get cases sometimes where maybe there's a death in the family or somebody gets a new set of clubs and they donate their old clubs, and you can find some really cool things in there.
Yeah, sometimes we get some real treasures, and, sometimes we get the latest and greatest. If some guy buys a driver and he just can't hit it really well, he'll bring it over to us, and we get to receive the proceeds from that. So it's been a really great program for us to help fund the program, and we love when people bring them in and they get the joy of, and they can get a tax donation receipt, for donating
On top of that, because you and I both know, as we speak, there are untold numbers of people that have a dusty bag of clubs either in their garage, their attic, the back of their closet, under their bed, somewhere.
It's still spring cleaning, bring them down.
Yes, exactly.
Bring them down.
Come see Carrie, help out some kids, get a tax deduction, and all that. So that's super cool. How often, I know you said you don't go out here and hit golf balls, but how often do you play?
My boys are playing baseball right now, so definitely not a lot right now. Playing a few events, probably a couple times a month. Starting in a couple weeks, we'll be playing a lot more because their schedule frees up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, you got to navigate all that.
All the life things. Yeah.
So you said you're coming up on, is it your 25th anniversary for First Tee coming up here pretty soon? So how much have you had a chance to look ahead and kind of like big picture what you guys would still like to accomplish?
Right. So. We've got some things with the facility here we'd like to do. Maybe some exciting news. We can do this again if we can announce something maybe at the end of the year.
Just let me know.
I'll let you know. We're really excited because we're really growing, and our team is amazing, and we want to make sure that we're continuing to provide opportunities for them. And so really taking this summer to do some strategic planning now that we have a future here at Brackenridge.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I'm just really excited for that. And, First Tee National is 26 years old.
Right.
We're 2 years behind them. And so, we're our own chapter here in San Antonio, but one of the first ones and one of the largest in the country.
And again, just to that point, this isn't just a San Antonio thing. There are other chapters all over the country.
There's 150 chapters in the country and 6 international. Thank you to Tiger Woods, who came on the scene in 1998 when all these people came into the game that didn't normally play and didn't have access and didn't have clubs. First Tee was born.
He really did change. I mean,
and still is
in so many ways. I know he's playing this weekend in the PGA Championship. Have you ever come across Tiger Woods in your golf life?
I have.
You have.
Yeah. When I was at Medina, when they had the 06 PGA Championship there, he came early and practiced. I didn't really, he was very. You can't really get to him.
No. I didn't think so. I didn't expect you to pull out a picture of Tiger Woods.
But I remember on the range at Medina, sitting there watching where Medina's range was. It was on another golf course, a hole that they had, hole number 1 of course 1. And he just had this 5-wood. He was hitting stinger cuts, then he was hitting straight, then he was hitting stinger draws. I mean, just like a robot. And I just thought that it's truly amazing.
I know people who see him now might not know any better, but to be able to watch him in the early 2000s, kind of at the height of his winning majors, and just like it wasn't fair.
It wasn't
back
fair.
Then.
It wasn't fair. I mean, he completely changed the game 100% for the better. Our friends that play still are like, I mean, purses just went,
Right. The prize money and everything.
Right, through the roof, everything, the exposure, just really catapulted.
But you
sport.
talk about something, like for example, kids that were, under 10 back then are now in their 30s and everything, and you talk about the impact just one person like Tiger had in terms of what you do, just bringing golf to, all races and colors and just the exposure worldwide and helping the nonprofit sector and those kinds of things. Yeah,
I mean, it's been amazing. And again, those kids, what they don't realize is it's what happens beyond the game,
Yeah.
I starting this women's group because of my LSA group. We have it tomorrow night, Partake. It's for women leaders. They're actually getting asked to play golf. They just don't feel comfortable doing it. And what's invaluable about playing the sport in a business profession is you are with people for 4 hours, 5 hours. You're not just learning about their business. You're learning about their kids, their favorite food, their restaurant. And so it's really just trying to teach these kids how invaluable. You don't have to be awesome. I just want you to feel comfortable on the golf course. You get around, be respectful, get around respectfully, know what you're doing, and then use that as a tool for your future.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's fantastic stuff. I know you've got to get going here, because you got work to do here in just a little bit. But I'll remind everybody, First Tee Greater San Antonio. The website is firstteesanantonio.org. All spelled out. firstteesanantonio.org. And we'll have. You got something else there?
Yeah,
to
I
show?
just want to give.
No, go ahead.
Just a shout out to my boys.
There they are.
These are my boys.
Look at that.
My son Cameron's 13 today, so happy birthday, Cameron.
All right, and lastly, Bernard's asking, were you or are you a golf instructor?
I did once at one point in my career.
Okay.
I did teach. Yes.
Okay. So in a pinch, if
In a
necessary,
pinch,
maybe
I
you
can
could-
give. I can give some tips. Ask people that I play with on the golf course. If I see them struggling, I can't not help. So I want people to enjoy it.
When I'm ready to take up golf, like seriously on a legit, I'll know to come find you.
Yes,
because
please do.
I've been asked a million times, but I always tell people I don't want to take up a spot on a tournament where a legitimate golfer could play, because that just wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so great to see you, and really, like, this has been just an educational experience to learn. I would encourage people, if nothing else, come out here to the range, go inside, see what they do, and how they use golf to help young people. It really is cool stuff, and I wish you many, many more years of success.
Thanks, Ernie.
All right.
This is fast.
I love it. Well, and we'll do it again when you're ready to announce
At the
big
end of this
things.
year.
I'm going to hold
Okay.
you to it.
All right.
Carrie Kimbell, CEO of First Tee Greater San Antonio, and with that, another episode of Pickup Lines presented by Gamez Law Firm, Integrity Roofing and Siding, and the Sabinal Group. We'll be back very soon with another episode. As I say, you just never know who's going to be sitting here in the passenger seat.
Never know. I always look forward to seeing
Thank
who's
you.
popping up.
All right. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.